Hi everyone, great to have you here. Let me start with a little scene. Right now, I'm sitting here in my hometown in Germany, in the state of Saxony. Behind me, you see a classic German countryside, like wheat-field, leafy trees, and today it's almost tropical right here, around 25 degrees Celsius, humid air and a bit of rain in the morning, and right now, a mix of sun and clouds. So quite perfect. Coconut palm weather, I think. What do you think? Oh, no. This tree doesn't like German weather because, we have temperatures around winter that fall towards 0 degrees Celsius or even minus 10 degrees Celsius. And this tree even struggles when temperature falls under 10 degrees. It can kill this tree by this temperature. So just for you, I found this tree in the supermarket, in the Lidl supermarket, you may know it, for €7, and I found it so beautiful that I just had to buy this tree because it looks perfect in the scene, I think. Oh yes, perfect. But we continue with our palm tree video. Not even the temperatures are a bad thing here. Even the soil where I live is very bad for the tree. I'm here in the central Saxon hills, and they have perfect loess clay soils for our farmers, for the wheat, for barley, and for potatoes. But they are not a good match for coconut palms. I will later talk about this. But you are maybe now questioning, why am I even talking about this tree? Because it's not surviving here in Germany. So, through my work with Garden of Life, I'm connected with the lush tropical island of Bali, thousands of kilometers away, and there one tree truly stands out: the coconut palm, Cocos nucifera in Latin, also called the tree of life. Did you know coconut palms are actually more closely related to grasses than to the trees we know from Middle Europe or whatever? Or that coconut water was once used as an emergency fluid in World War II because it's so similar to human blood plasma? That's just the start. Coconut palms are full of surprises. Let's dive into this fascinating plant. By the way, I got some great tree footage from my colleague Chiara, who's currently working on site in Bali. So huge thanks to you, Chiara. And we start with the question: where do coconut palms come from? Scientists are still debating, but most clues point to Melanesia, an island group northeast of Australia. Today, coconut palms grow in almost every tropical region, especially along coastlines. Why? Because they are born travelers. A coconut can float for months, up to over 100 days across oceans, and still sprout on a distant beach. That's how they spread worldwide. But how can you recognize a coconut palm? So they are tall, up to 30 meters, 100 feet, about as high as a 10-story building. Their slender trunks are marked by ring-shaped leaf scars. It's like nature's tattoos because where you have a scar, there were once the leaves that fell off. Unlike many trees, coconut palms have no annual growth rings. They grow year-round, usually about 30 to 50 centimeters per year. And with special care or varieties, even up to 1 meter per year. That's like higher than this tree. At the top, they wear a crown of huge, feather-like leaves, sometimes 6 meters long. A single leaf can weigh as much as a big bag of groceries or a large watermelon. Their flowers are quite unique. Male and female flowers grow together on the same branched flower stem, hidden high up in the crown. The golden yellow blossoms are fragrant and attract insects, but most pollination happens by wind. And coconuts are not nuts. Surprise! They are actually drupes, botanically closer to cherries and peaches, for example. How do you tell a coconut palm from an oil palm? They are not the same trees. Oil palm, Elaeus guineensis. So the Latin word is very complex. The oil palm is much shorter with a rough and messy trunk, covered with old leaf bases and fibrous, spiky material. So coconut palms are on the surface more clean and smooth, while the oil palms look rough and hairy. Plus, the oil palm forms dense fruit bunches with dozens of small reddish fruits used for palm oil, not the big coconuts you know from the beach. So, no, coconut and oil palms are two very different plants with different uses and appearances. And a quick environmental note, palm oil production, unlike coconuts, is often linked to large-scale rainforest destruction and the loss of valuable wildlife habitats, especially in Southeast Asia. If you care about nature, it's a good idea to avoid products with palm oil whenever possible. So every small decision helps to protect the rainforest and the wildlife a little bit more. What about the roots? A single coconut palm can have more than 3,000 roots, but they are not deep tap roots. Instead, the roots form a dense, fibrous mat. Most run through the top 1 meter of soil, but can reach 7 meters deep and spread out as far as 25 meters from the trunk. This shallow, wide net helps anchor the palm in loose sand and protects coastlines from erosion and storms. A very important task a task that this tree is doing. Thinking about planting a coconut palm? Here are my top tips, top 5. First, don't plant the coconut too deep. Only like half bury the seed, leaving part exposed above the soil. Otherwise, it won't sprout well. Second, never plant in soggy, heavy soil. Coconut palms hate wet, clay-rich soils. That's why they struggle here in my region. Great for German farmers with the clay-rich soil, but not great for, our palm. If you must use clay, mix in plenty of sand to make the soil loose and well-drained, like their natural beach home. Third, pick a warm spot. Coconuts need year-round warmth, ideally 20 to 27 degrees Celsius. Cold snaps below 15 degrees Celsius already stress the plant. Below 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, can kill it. Don't forget sunlight. Coconut palms need full sun. Shade stunts their growth. Fifth, and here's a bonus tip, avoid overwatering your palms. Their roots need air. Too much water means rot, and that's a common beginner's mistake. In fact, it's better to let the soil dry out a bit between the waterings than to keep it moist all the time. So when in doubt, water less rather than too much. How long do coconut palms live? So usually 60 to 80 years, but some reach over 100 years. Thanks to a special breed used by Garden of Life, fruiting starts after just 2 to 3 years. Normally, it takes around 6 years for most of the trees. Major trees can produce 50 to 150 coconuts per year. Amazing, right? Why are coconut palms so valuable? No wonder they are called the tree of 1,000 uses. The fruit gives us coconut water, milk, flour, tasty meat, and especially coconut oil, which is prized all over the world. Did you know coconut oil is not only a delicious and heat-stable cooking oil, but also a real all-rounder for health and beauty? It naturally fights harmful bacteria in the mouth, can help keep your teeth and gums healthy, and is a favorite in traditional oil pulling practices. Thanks to its unique lauric acid content, coconut oil even shows antiviral properties. Scientists are still exploring just how powerful it is against certain viruses. And as a natural moisturizer, coconut oil soothes dry skin, nourishes hair, and even supports the immune system. By the way, when choosing coconut oil, look for virgin, cold-pressed organic quality from sustainable farming. For most people, 1 or 2 tablespoons a day is enough to enjoy the benefits. Now we go on with the thousands of uses. Husks and shells become ropes, mats, cargoes, bows, even musical instruments. Leaves are used for roofs, baskets, and decorations. The sweet sap is made into sugar or drinks. In India, people call the coconut palm Kalpa vriksha, the tree that provides everything you need for life. Did you know Indonesia, the Philippines, and India are the world champions in production? Together, they harvest over 40 million tons of coconuts every year. These are up to 6 million big elephants, like adult elephants. Sadly, fallen coconuts are involved in about 150 fatal accidents every year. Yes, 150 deaths, more than due to sharks. Coconut palms also help nature. Their crowns shelter birds and insects. Fallen nuts feed crabs, including the mighty coconut crab. And coconut groves protect coastlines from storms and tsunamis. But they also face challenges, diseases, pests, and climate change. That's why at Garden of Life, we support sustainable mixed planting. Coconuts alongside bananas, mangoes, papayas, moringa, and so on and so on. This boosts biodiversity, improves soil quality, and supports local families. We buy products directly from local farmers so communities thrive. If you want to help, on the Garden of Life website, you can support the planting of a real coconut palm in Bali with the Tree of Life. You will receive a beautiful designed digital certificate with your name, and your contribution also directly supports local families and environmental projects. Or you can also choose the Twin Trees Plus option. Not only will a coconut palm be planted in Bali, but also 2 lodgepole pine trees in Iceland, helping to capture carbon and to restore also forests right there. And if you like to get your hands dirty, you are warmly invited to join one of our reforestation events in Bali and to plant your tree in person. Upcoming dates are announced by the Garden of Life social media channels like Instagram and Facebook. Just be so kind and have a look right there. And I would say thank you so much for joining. If you joined this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and let me know your thoughts about this tree. Stay curious, keep exploring, and see you next time. Bye!